Greetings, all. Today I come to you with another eye opener for you. But I spoke about this in the past how diasporans are going to have to step up and Africans going to have to step up. And I mean, this, I've been talking about this for time now. And look at what this is saying. This is first post is it is not African, but it is dedicated to things that affect Africa. Um, I think it's run from India. Not think, I know it's run from India, but Indian government have a lot of different organizations that put out their propaganda, just like the U.S. You know how things are. Um, this is one of the organization that does it. First Post. Anyway, it has to do with Africa. I want you to go and listen to this. First Post, and they are going to tell you what America has planned for Africa. What America, not Donald Trump, because this is something that every president after him is going to follow.
Is to streamline operations of the State Department. One of the most notable changes, according to this plan, would be the elimination of the State Department's Bureau of African Affairs. In its place, the U.S. is reportedly planning to create a special envoy office for African affairs, but this will be done not within the State Department, but under the National Security Council. Instead of wide-ranging engagement through embassies, the focus would be to narrow down operations. The exact wording in the draft order says, and I quote, "All non-essential embassies or consulates in the sub-Saharan Africa region shall be closed. US's only focus in Africa will be on counter-terrorism operations and trade of critical natural resources with countries." Now, this means that diplomacy could be more selective. Other State Department bureaus working on democracy, human rights, climate change, and refugee crisis could be shut. Now, these areas have long formed the foundation of America's soft power, which is its ability to influence through values, culture, and not by force.
Okay. First, I gotta say this is being used under purely for educational purposes, and I don't make any money off of this. I don't even have advertisement or any kind of financial gain from this. So there we go. You hear what they say. You heard clearly. This thing is going from a diplomatic to a military. NAC. I don't know if you have ever heard of the National Security Council. The NSC is one of the alphabet agencies that run American policy. And we go from NSC comes out of California think tank. And I explain to you what think tanks do in American policy, in American business, in American government. The huge part that these guys, they come up with programs that can take 50 years to go from the time that it comes on the drawing board to implementation and then completion. The murder of African leaders, for like Nkrumah, wasn't accidental. That was a plan, and I don't know if you ever heard of the Guns of October, but so many leaders around the world were knocked off. And that plan was set up in the 60s, accomplished through the 70s, and it's still affecting the world today. So these long-term planning things, it's hard to comprehend why African leaders don't plan for these things. I mean, when I look at it, and I for myself can have this information, know this information, it's hard to see how these leaders don't have this information. But take Kenya for instance. All government agencies in Kenya, army, policemen, trained by the British. What do you think the British trained them to do? Carry out British foreign policy. Not Kenyan policy, British. Now, with the cut off of all the political hubris, when I call it hubris, I'm talking about African leaders getting huge amounts of money under the guise of, well, we got to feed these people in the Sahara. No. Right now, the only thing we're interested in is what? Hello, what you got in the ground? And if you're not getting it, our military is going to come in and take it. That's it. So guess all those Africans who are now going to be displaced because they're not going to get fed. All the organizations that used to pretend that they're coming to Africa to feed these poor people, Trump shut them down. So all the pretense of feeding Africa is out the door. Where's Africans going to get their food now? The few that used to get a few grains of rice and some leftover clothes, where are they going to get those? Foreign diasporans. You got to be prepared. You want to live in Africa to feed Africans. Now, Africans are going to get upset when I put it that way, but that's the way it has to be. And they, Africans, have to stop this foolishness and join us, the diaspora. They have to. They have to. Otherwise, well, we're past the age where Africa is enslaved anymore. The same thing that was done to the Chinese. You go back, read Chinese history. 100 years of embarrassment. They drugged all the Chinese population. Drugs came in and everything that China had to offer the world went out. And if people didn't go along with it, British Army, French Army, American Army, European armies came to China. I don't think China forgot the Indians were in the militaries of these people, British. And the Indians now, they're joining in the same programs again. See, people watch these things because they're going to affect you when you get on your airplane and go to Africa. One time I made a video showing you in Gambia what the neighborhoods look like, the roads look like. I said, guess who's going to have to come up with the money to fix these? When you come to Gambia, it's going to be your money who's going to have to fix this. Yes, nobody paying attention to these things. But guess what? It's coming hard now. It's coming hard. And you might not want to listen. You got your life in Gambia, or Nigeria, or Ghana, or Sierra Leone. And you soaking it up. big house, You can show it on your videos to your friends, show your pool, and yeah, I got this, and I got that, and I got this, and I got that. But guess what? When things start to go south, you think that the government that you're living on is not going to take your farm or your house or whatever money you got in the bank there. You better think again. I've seen it done. I've seen people with big houses lose their houses. The government drove them to the border and put them on across the border or on an airplane back to where they came from, and they never said a word about it. And we as diasporans, we like to hide that because we like to say, well, it is great here. So people with $10 pick themselves up thinking that they're going to go to Africa and go into a gold mine and come out rich. Okay. I hope you go and listen. Watch this video. First Post Africa. Here you have the name of the video. Leaked draft reveals Trump's plan to slash diplomatic footprint in Africa. Leaked draft. That's draft means a plan. And somebody let out the bucket. Told you he got the 2.5 groups in America. Actually 3, but the third group, they are just there to, they go east or west. Like I told you about the 20% of Africans that are going to be very caring about their diasporan brothers. The 20% are going to hate you because you have something they want. And the 60% is going to go either way. Those are the 3 groups in America. People in America who is going to go either side. When either side will win, they're on that side. Democrat, Republican, and Independent. See how it repeats itself? All right. Have a great day wherever you are. Go watch the video. Peace.